Hi friends, in today's video we are going to talk about section 377 of the Indian Penal Code and the landmark judgment passed by the Supreme Court of India decriminalizing homosexuality. The Supreme Court of India decriminalizes homosexuality, read The Hindu. A 5-judge constitution bench of the Honorable Supreme Court of India on September 6, 2018 decriminalized homosexuality by striking off parts of section 377 of the Indian Penal Code (IPC) which were held violative of fundamental rights of LGBTQ community. The bench, led by the Chief Justice of India Honorable Mr. Justice Deepak Mishra, gave 4 separate but concurring judgments. Now, first of all, what is section 377 of IPC? Section 377 of the Indian Penal Code 1860, a relic of British India, talks about unnatural sex. It states that whoever voluntarily has carnal intercourse against the order of the nature with any man, woman or animal shall be punished. This included private, consensual sex between adults of the same sex. It further reads in its explanation that penetration is sufficient to constitute the carnal intercourse necessary to the offence described in this section. The key observations made by the Honorable Supreme Court are that the Apex Court made it clear that Article 14 of the Constitution guarantees equality before law and it applies to all classes of citizens, thereby including LGBTQ community. It further upheld the preeminence of constitutional morality in India by observing that equality before law cannot be denied by giving precedence to public or religious morality. It further noted that modern psychiatric students and legislative studies recognize that gay persons and transgenders do not suffer from any mental disorder and therefore cannot be penalized. The court further observed that homosexuality is not unique to humans, which dispels to prejudice that it is against the order of nature. Supreme Court stated that the Yogya Karta principles on the application of international law in relation to issues of sexual orientation and gender identity should be applied as a part of Indian law also. Now, what is Yogi Karta principles? These are recognized principles for freedom of sexual orientation and gender identity as a part of human rights. They were outlined in 2006 in Yogyakarta, Indonesia by a distinguished group of international human rights experts. The key issues involved in this case were: number 1, fundamental rights. Sexual orientation and its relationship to the fundamental rights of an individual has been at the heart of the debate. The Honorable Court in its judgment specifically said that the right to privacy and the protection of sexual orientation lie at the core of the fundamental rights guaranteed by Article 14, which is equality before law, Article 15, prohibition of discrimination on the basis of race, religion, sex, caste and place of birth, Article 21, which is protection of life and liberty, and Article 19, freedom of expression of the Constitution. The second key issue was health issues. Criminalization of homosexuality leads to discrimination and results in LGBTQ people getting poor or inadequate access to services within the health system. It also creates barriers to both the availability and the accessibility to HIV prevention, testing and treatment services. Public health evidence also indicates a clear relationship of a lack of social acceptance and legal rights with substance abuse, violence, isolation and mental illness. Number 3, law and morality. Those against legalizing gay sex argue that it is against the moral values of the society. However, activists arguing for it say what is forbidden in religion need not be prohibited in law. Now, as we speak on the landmark judgments that we must know of in regards to this, the first one has to be the Nas Foundation versus Government of NCT of Delhi, a 2009 case wherein the Delhi High Court struck off section 377 legalizing consensual sex between adults of the same sex. However, in Suresh Kumar Kaushal case of 2013, the Apex Court overturned the previous judgment by the Delhi High Court that decriminalized homosexual acts and criminalized homosexuality once again. The court argued that in 150 years, less than 200 persons had been prosecuted under section 377. Therefore, Plea of sexual minorities cannot be used as an argument for deciding constitutionality of a law. Justice K.S. Puttaswamy versus Union of India, a case of 2017, wherein the Honorable Supreme Court ruled that fundamental right to privacy is instinct to life and liberty and therefore comes under Article 21 of the Constitution. The Apex Court declared that bodily autonomy was an integral part of the right to privacy. This has within its ambit sexual orientation of an individual. Now, the most important case, Navtesh Singh Johar versus Union of India, a 2018 case which is the main judgment wherein the Supreme Court decriminalized homosexuality and dismissed the position taken by the Supreme Court in Suresh Kumar Kaushal case that the LGBTQ community constitute a minuscule minority and so there was no need to decriminalize homosexual sex. Now we'll talk about impact of decriminalizing homosexuality. Sexual minorities in India are one step closer to living with dignity. The LGBTQ community will be able to come out in the open with their sexual preferences and orientation, and the discrimination faced by them in assessing health and their harassment by police will cease. Decriminalization has also been associated with more self-acceptance as well as psychological and emotional security of the LGBTQ community. This judgment will spur LGBTQ community to demand more progressive laws like gay marriage laws, right to form partnerships, inheritance, employment equality, protection from gender identity based discrimination, among others. The judgment has opened up grey areas and guidelines will be needed to deal with cases wherein, say, for example, a gay individual withdraws consent and lodges a complaint against the partner. Indians do not have a law against sexual assault that recognize men as victims of rape. Though the judgment goes a long way in removing the stigma attached with the LGBTQ community, there is a need for an approach to deal with the issue of prejudice and discrimination prevalent in the society against them. The LGBTQ community needs an anti-discrimination law that empowers them to build productive lives and relationships irrespective of their gender identity or sexual orientation, and that place the onus to change on the state and society and not individual. Government bodies, especially related to health and law and order, need to be sensitized and made aware about the changed position of law to ensure that the LGBT community is not denied public services or harassed for their sexual orientation. So that's about it, friends. Now that we know that LGBT community has the same right as us, I hope the society will discriminate against them lesser and accept them more. With this, I would like to conclude the video by saying that they are as human and has as much right to live as we or any other community does. Thank you for watching the video. I hope you like it. If you like the video, do hit the like button, subscribe to my YouTube channel and don't forget to share it with your friends and family. Thank you.